All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. In Bible prophecy is what's happening right now. Apple to begin implanting brain C-hips in humans.
So the topic of this video is one more step closer to ... So they're going to the next level. You got, I never heard Apple going into, when you hear about brain chips, you think about Tesla's Neuralink, which he purchased from someone. He did not invent this technology. He purchased it from another company. There's a company that's more advanced, that's been around longer than Neuralink, which is Neurotech. You can look up Neuralink, and then you can look up Neurotech. Both deal with implantation with chips in the brain. So Apple, this is the first time I'm hearing Apple as far as implanting brain chips into someone. Apple is a smartphone company to connect to their smartphones. GMS is always right.
That's it. GMS is always right. Straight to the point. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. And it reads, "And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." So again, you were warned by the true prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai first and foremost. Okay, this article here is from americasfirstreport.com. The headline, it reads, "Implantable brain-computer interfaces are here, and they are a giant step towards the dystopian, quote, digital prison society the elite have planned for us." This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. And it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." The vision going back to the prophecies. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Okay, the prophecy of the MOTB system is speaking. All right, we are at the end. We are here. "But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And look where we're at right now. Okay, again, it says implantable brain-computer interfaces are here, and they are a giant step towards the dystopian, quote, digital prison society the elites have planned for us. All right, and I was looking up this word, dystopian, right? Or dystopia, it says an imaginary place, which you know what's soon to come is not going to be an imaginary place. All right, this is the real deal that these elites are planning to bring. All right, this type of society. It says an imaginary place or state in which the condition of life is extremely bad, as from deprivation, oppression, or terror. All right, that's the oppression. Okay, a digital prison society. Okay, where everything is marked, tracked, monitored. Okay, you can be cut off. Okay, that's what they're planning to bring. It says, definition 3, a vision of a future that is a corrupted utopian society. Yeah, that's what's coming. All right, pressure from above and pressure from below. All right, they plan on crashing this society to bring in a new one. All right, which is going to be a digital oppression, a technocracy. It says a miserable, dysfunctional state or society that has a very poor standard of living. All right, so it's all in the making, man. Again, prophecy is speaking, right? This is the book of Psalms 140 and verse 7. It says, "O power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. All right. The battle is coming. Okay. The test. It says, grant not, O Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, which is that MOTB. Lest they exalt themselves, Salah. And this is how these devils are going to try to exalt themselves as God. All right. By taking over your body, taking over your spirit through this wicked device. All right. This digital prison that they have planned for the world, man. You see? Apple backs brain chip technology to control devices using thought. All right. No way around this thing, man. All right. All these Israelite camps that have been tap dancing and bullshitting, hey, they're in a lot of trouble. Right.
The company that redefined the smartphone may soon redefine how we use our minds to control it. Apple is teaming up with a neurotech startup called Synchron to make thought-controlled devices a reality, and the future might be closer than you think. The technology is called a brain-computer interface, or BCI, and at the center of it is Synchron Stentrode, a tiny device implanted in the jugular vein and guided into a blood vessel near the brain's motor cortex. It picks up neural signals from the brain and wirelessly transmits them to external devices. No keyboard, no mouse, and no open brain surgery required. Synchron CEO Tom Oxley says the technology is transformative.
What we're doing differently is using the blood vessels as the natural highway into the brain and lacing the inside of the blood vessels with electrodes or sensors that can record activity from the brain. That platform then is like a Bluetooth out of your brain to control a computer or a device where there is no need for a keyboard or a mouse.
Synchron's tech is already changing lives. In this video, a man named Rodney, who has ALS, uses the implant and an Apple Vision Pro headset to text his wife, turn on lights and fans, and even feed his dog. To mark global
Hey, these are those, let me get that. These are all part of those miracles, man. Lying wonders. Again, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Okay? This devil's getting ready to come all the way with it. Okay, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. And it reads, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. All right, this is all part of what this this device, this brain implant can do. This C-hip, right?
Apple Vision Pro headset to text his wife, turn on lights and fans, and even feed his dog. To mark Global Accessibility Awareness Day on May 15th, Apple announced new features supporting BCIs across its devices, making it easier for users with limited mobility to interact with their tech hands-free. Apple has made accessibility a key part of its products for years, adding features that help people with disabilities use their devices. Recent updates include tools like voice control and sound recognition, and now built-in eye tracking for iPhone and iPad. This lets users control their devices just by moving their eyes using the front-facing camera. But Apple's new support for brain-computer interfaces takes it up a notch, making it possible for users to control their devices with no movement at all. Synchron isn't alone in this space. Elon Musk's company Neuralink is also developing a brain chip. But unlike Synchron, Neuralink's devices requires invasive brain surgery, removing a section of the skull to implant a chip, which is then sealed back in place. So far, no fully implantable BCI has been approved for commercial use. Synchron's device has been implanted in 10 patients across Australia and the US as part of clinical trials. Experts believe FDA approval for broader use could come as soon as 2030. According to Morgan Stanley, BCI technology could serve nearly 10 million people with neurological conditions and unlock a $400 billion market in the process. With Straight Arrow News, I'm Kennedy Felton. Download our app or visit
Yeah, so they said by 2030, but this thing can hit sooner than that, all right? Because, hey, what the Lord is doing is what? Accelerating prophecy, right? Matthew 24, and I started 21, it says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. The point, verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. So by the way things are moving right now, hey, the Lord could have something happen where they can implement this thing way faster than 2030, man. Even though, 5 years from now is not that long, but at the same time, like, you never know how things could go. But the bottom line is, as we read in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, though the vision tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come, and will not tarry. It's here. All right. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. Right. Isaiah 42 in verse 9, it says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right. So before these things came to pass or come to pass, all right, you were already warned by the prophets first. Okay. These things have been declared unto you. All right. So when it all goes down, there is no cloak, as the Lord said. Let me get that real quick. All right. Hey, the Lord is turning up the pressure. Okay. John 15:22, it says, if I have not come and spoken unto them, and how did the Lord do that? All right. Through his prophets. All right. Through the spirit of his prophets, man. It says, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sins. So all you people out there, that scoff and mock and talk shit, that secretly watch these videos, all right, you were warned. There is no cloak for your sins, all right? Talking about you Jakes out there, man. Okay? You know what this is. You know what the MOTB is, the mark of the beast. All right? They're not hiding no more. It's in plain sight. All right? And they're ready to push the envelope. They're ready to push this thing, man. Right? Revelation 3 and 10. Right? This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. The hour of temptation is going to consist of these elites, attempting to chip the whole planet. All right. Over 96% of countries across the world are on board of pushing this new digital system. All right. This blockchain digital system, which is going to involve, the digital IDs, which is going to come through that CHIP, man. All right. So this is the temptation that's going to try the world, man. Okay. Everybody's going to be presented with this test, if you will. Right. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. You see, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. So this is part of the trial that's coming. All right. When they crash this system and they bring forth this new solution, if you will, which is going to be this device. Right. This word to try in the Greek.
Strong's G 3985, Pyrazzo. Pyrazzo.
It says to try whether a thing can be done. It says definition 2, to try, make trial of, test for the purpose of ascertaining his quality of what he thinks or how he will behave himself. Let's jump down. It says of the Most High to inflict evils upon one in order to prove his character and the steadfastness of his faith. Right. So everybody's faith is going to be tested in that time, no matter what you believe in. All right. It says men are said to tempt the Most High by exhibitions of distrust, as though they wish to try whether he is not justly distrusted. It says by impious or wicked conduct to test God's justice and patience and to challenge him, as it were, to give proof of his perfections. Right. So that's the point, man. That the trial, the test is coming upon the whole world, man. All right. Apple is getting ready to push this thing. All right. As we heard, Apple Apple backs brain chip technology to control devices using thought. So there we have it, man. In your face. Shalom.